members of the council, town staff, members of the public, thank you so much for being here. Always a pleasure to see everybody. Would you please call the roll, Russell?
Councilmember Brightcrus,
Here.
Councilmember McKay,
Here.
Councilmember Jablonski,
Here.
Vice Mayor Fisickelli, Mayor Nelson.
Here. We all stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Okay, first on the agenda, we have a Eagle Scout presentation by Matthew, and I apologize, Matthew. Is it Kuoko? Was I close? Kuoko? Sorry, I apologize for that. But Matthew is an Eagle Scout candidate for Troop, I believe, 224, Matthew. It is his project is to install enhancements to the flagpole at the Sunshine Ranches Equestrian Park. He'll install a pathway from the restroom section to the flagpole with landscaping enhancements as well. And just incidentally, council, members of the public, his brother was part of Troop 224, and the flagpole was completed by Matthew's brother Stephen back in 2014, and just did a fantastic job. With that, Matthew, the floor is all yours. It's a pleasure to have you, and welcome to the town of Southwest Ranches, and thank you.
Thank you. So, as you can see on the monitors, the title of my Eagle Scout project is The Pathway to the Colors. And the project description is the assembly, containment, and placement of a pathway and a walk bridge that leads from the main sidewalk to the flagpole in the Southwest Ranches Equestrian Park. I will also be landscaping the grounds surrounding the pathway using non-invasive exotic plants that are approved by the Southwest Ranches Park and Recreation Department. Here is the beginning of the pathway near the flagpole, as you can see where that arrow is pointing. I am going to desod and lay pine straw instead of a grass pathway, so it would look a little nicer and it won't have to be contained that well. In case desodding is too much trouble, a nursery-grade landscaping fabric will be laid down over the grass, which would, of course, kill the grass because it won't have any sunlight, and that will probably be a lot quicker than desodding. Here is the continued pathway to where we reach a bridge, because there is a low point in the walkway to the sidewalk. Like before, I'm going to desod or lay the fabric and lay pine saw. Here's a bird's eye view of the entire project. As you can see, that's where the flagpole is on the left, and it leads the pathway with the pathway all the way to the sidewalk. My project will help the beneficiary by providing a safe and aesthetically pleasing way of accessing the flagpole from the pavilion and playground. An elevated platform is needed to bridge over a low-lying wet area, and also so people won't trip if they walk in between. I plan on beginning the project around later this month or early December of this year. The project will be completed within 2 weeks from when we start. As you can see, there's a spreadsheet of the cost estimate, and the total estimate is $940, around there. And I plan on fundraising that $940 by requesting donations from Home Depot and Lowe's, by submitting a letter to their corporate headquarters. Also, I plan on sending letters to family and friends requesting donations, just the old-fashioned way. I will also be using a portion of my scouting account that I have saved up over the years by fundraising. And if any of you have questions, I'll be open to answer them.
Mayor,
Absolutely, Doug.
what's the distance of that pathway you're doing?
The exact distance,
Could be approximate, doesn't have to be.
I'm gonna have to say, I don't know if you guys can go back to the spreadsheet. It doesn't say here. It doesn't say here the amount, but it gives the amount of wood needed, and
Don't sweat it. It's not that big a
Yeah.
deal. I was just curious
It's-
myself
it's,
on how long a run it was. But I want to tell you what I do and I've done in the past to everyone, and I'll hand it to December. But let me congratulate you on getting this far and the stick-to-itiveness to get it done and all the work it takes to get here and where you're going. And I'm going to donate $100 to your project. So.
thank you.
Matthew, I'll top it, 2.
Awesome.
Not
Awesome.
giving them 2, I'm going to give them 1.
You're going to give one, so there's $200 for you.
Wow.
He's going to match me. We challenge anyone else that'd like to.
Fantastic. Thank you, Freddie and Doug and Matthew. Listen, we're very appreciative and thankful that you selected the town of Southwest Ranches for your project and this enhancement project at the equestrian park. And listen, good luck with your Eagle Scout, transitioning to Eagle Scout status. I'm sure that's right around the corner. And Troop 224, I'm sure just thrilled and happy and very proud to have you as a member. But thank you very much, and I'm sure that we'll be in touch. If I could, maybe after the presentation, we can kind of hang around. We can get a
Picture.
photograph, if that's okay with everybody.
Sure.
Is that okay? Fantastic. Thank you, Matthew.
All right, thank you.
Okay, item number 4. Penny, this is a family affair tonight, huh? Mom? Also representing another Troop 224, I'm sorry, presentation for council on behalf of the Troop. Troop 224 has partnered with Southwest Ranches since 2010, and we're very thankful and appreciative of that, holding troop meetings weekly in the Sunshine Equestrian Park and providing volunteer workforce and other services for town events. Welcome.
We really appreciate everything that the town does for us and allowing us to utilize your facilities, and it's been a tremendous help. So we are here to present a thank you plaque
Wow.
that says, presented to the town of Southwest Ranches in appreciation for your continuous support of Boy Scout Troop 224. It all adds up. And this is one of our most current pictures while the boys were on summer camp over in Colorado. So.
And we thank you for your contributions as well. And maybe we can get you to hold that, so that we can get you to hold that, we can get pictures with everybody so we can record this this moment. It means a lot to us and really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And again, it's the feeling is mutual. Thank you for all that you're doing as well. Okay, item number 5, a presentation by the West Broward lacrosse team. Hi, Coach.
Hi,
How are you? Welcome. Good to see you.
my name is Dan Cuoco. We figured we'd keep it a family this evening. In addition to being assistant scoutmaster with Troop 224, I'm also the boys varsity lacrosse coach for West Broward High School. I also had a plaque that the boosters provided to us. I wasn't happy with the quality of it, so I'm waiting for another one, but I didn't want to miss the opportunity to express our thanks to the town of Southwest Ranches. West Broward High School is located in Pembroke Pines. Pembroke Pines supports Charter High School. Lacrosse in the state of Florida is growing greatly. It is an approved sport in the state of Florida. Broward County School Board provides no support for lacrosse, though almost every high school in Broward County has a lacrosse team. Southwest Ranches all the high school students, age kids in Southwest Ranches are slated, they go to West Broward High School, except the ones that go to private schools. The majority of my team and the majority of students at West Broward High School live in Southwest Ranches. And I wanted to express personally our thanks for the support we get for the use of your facility. We are barred from practicing or having games at West Broward High School because they don't support us. We're actually the only school in in Broward County that is not allowed to play on their home field.
That's crazy.
All the other schools do have that ability. It was just an agreement that when they restarted lacrosse there, though they do provide us with some administrative support. We have to practice off-site and only have a field that's paid for because Pines charge. We have a field in Pembroke Pines. They do charge us a great deal of money to practice that field once the season starts. But in the off-season for conditioning, we do utilize the equestrian park and the other areas in Southwest Ranches, and that is invaluable to the conditioning of the team. And now, in addition, I have the girls' team also joining us. So we're talking a good over 70 kids, boys and girls together, that are playing lacrosse. And there is no feeder program in this area. So I can't describe to you how valuable it is to be able to use your facilities for our training. And I know it sounds like I'm making a little bit of a political statement, but it just goes to show you how much the town of Southwest Ranches does, and how much more you're committed to the community. Thank you.
And thank you, Dan. Yes, I'm sure a couple of comments, two of my perspective, two from high school. I'll reserve that. Steve, go ahead.
Thank you. Hey, I just wanted to ask you a favor, actually. If you could maybe send over the schedule for the lacrosse team, you know?
We're establishing it now.
Okay,
We'll
okay.
have 15 games, and they'll be at I am trying to get a couple home games in a field at Chapel Trail School. We're trying to negotiate with them now to be able to have a couple home games there.
Great.
I'll
yeah.
definitely do it. And I also would be remiss to not mention the help from the Parks Department from December in acquiring a bow net, it's called. It's actually a backstop, which goes behind our goal, and that provides us with the ability to recover our lacrosse balls much quicker, and
Right.
saves time and gets us more practice time. So, and I want to thank for that also.
Yeah, I mean, because it would be great to have that schedule so that maybe we can publish it, but, you know, hey, I'd love to, you know.
And I'll give you our
have it.
website. We have a booster website that also has a schedule on it, but I'll provide a copy of the schedule.
Perfect,
along
perfect.
with,
Yeah, I'd love to go to a game or two. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
No, my perspective, coming from another high school where we support our lacrosse teams as well as all of our sports programs, and also provide a venue for them to practice and compete against the district competition. So just recognizing the hard work and the time and the effort and dedication it takes as a head coach, and it sounds to me like you're both boys and girls, recognize the time and the effort and the commitment to those kids. And I'm sure they're very, very, very appreciative and very, very fortunate to have somebody like you working hard on their behalf and out there helping them and developing this program. And with 70 kids, that's a lot of kids that come out and play or participate, and that's a confirmation of you as an individual, you as a person, and you as your program. So, listen, best of luck, and can't thank you enough for the time and effort and dedication that you provide on behalf of, I'm sure, a lot of very, very special kids. Thank you, Dan.
Okay, appreciate it. What school was that?
Cypress Bay.
Cypress-
I'm at Cypress
We
Bay,
actually
yeah.
plan on beating them this year.
You might. They're pretty good, though. They're pretty good
They're
this
pretty
year.
good.
Yeah, they're pretty good again this year. Absolutely. We look forward
Two
to it.
chances this year.
Take it easy on us. So if council, if you don't mind, if we go down and get some pictures with you guys? Thank you.
Good now?
Beauty before age. Well, maybe age.
That's all the ones you've done so far. How good in the neighborhood? More or less.
Yeah,
I'm not worried.
that's not going to get me on any holiday cards.
Good luck. I guess we'll see you out there. Well, we love those kind of meetings, especially that start. Hope it ends just as good. Although there's not that much on the agenda, and I suspected it will. Okay, item number 6, public comment. Russell?
Mayor, I'll read the rules, and then we have, I believe, 5 speakers tonight. All speakers are limited to 3 minutes. Public comment will last for the first 30 minutes of the meeting. All comments must be on non-agenda items, and all speakers must fill out a request card prior to speaking. All speakers must state their first name, last name, and a mailing address, and speakers will be called in the order the request cards were received.
Thank you, Russell. Who's our first speaker?
Sure, Mayor. Our first speaker is Carolyn Griffiths.
This is going to be shorter than 3 minutes.
You can pull that mic.
If we can get you to speak into the mic, Kel, we want to...
Hear me?
Yes, ma'am, now we can. Thank you.
So, okay, this is regarding the Davie Police Department. We had a theft in our home. It was not a break-in. And I reported to the Davie Police Department. An officer came to my house. I wrote it down so I would not miss any details. But he was a fill-in, so he didn't know anything even about the town. He could barely find the house. Came and took the report and gave me a case number. And he also took fingerprints from the drawer where my jewelry was taken. It was only one drawer. And he couldn't find any fingerprints, not even mine. I feel very much that it was part of my cleaning team, since it was not a break-in. I had nothing else was stolen. It was all my gold jewelry right in one drawer. And I provided the cleaning lady's telephone number on the police report, and she was never contacted by the police department. Then I got a letter from the Davie Police Department that said that I didn't give them any leads and the case would become inactive. This is like it was open and closed. And after my calls to Detective Brilliant were not returned, I decided to come to you. And this month, 40 years we've been here. And all the time that we've been here, we never had a problem with the Sheriff's Department. And then my first go around with the Davie Police Department, and I'm getting this. And I feel that we were not getting what we need from the Davie Police Department because we are such a low-crime community, and they don't think what they consider small things are worth their time and effort. And last, I certainly hope that there will be no retaliations from the Davie Police Department to me.
I promise you there'll be no retaliation, and I know that we heard what you said, Ms. Griffin and Andy, and I'm sure that there'll be a constructive conversation sometime in the near future. Thank you. Next public speaker.
Newell Hollingsworth.
Good evening, Newell Hollingsworth, 199th Avenue. I've been asked to announce that the Southwest Ranch's 5th Annual Holiday Fun Horse Show will be held Saturday, December 12th, and registration starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. And that our sponsors this year, and it's fully funded, again, is our sponsors are Keith Polykoff, who is our title sponsor, it's Superior Towing Company, Florida Power and Light, Griff's Western, Storngate Bank, Southwest Ranches Parks Foundation, the Health Source of Weston, Publix, and Bob Hartman Photography. Those are our sponsors this year, which have managed to fully fund an entirely free event for all entrants and all spectators. So again, we're having a very good beginning. And we have turned it over to December, who will take care of all of the nuts and bolts of the horse show and all the classes and all that sort of stuff. And I'm sure she'll do an outstanding job again this year as she has in the past. And invite everybody out, come on out, see everybody, and have a good time, because the key word is fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Newell. Next speaker.
John Eastman.
Good evening, Council. John Eastman, 188th Avenue. This Saturday is our first annual car show benefiting the Parks Foundation. It's from 11 to 3, so I hope everybody comes out. I'm going to bring one of my old Dodges out. So just reminding everyone, please come. The Parks Foundation has done, bulwark with very little. A couple other items I wanted to touch on. Tuesday, there was another major accident on the I-75 Griffin Road overpass at the light there, the light that was supposed to improve safety. If we go back, we remember it was an October meeting about 3 years ago with DOT at the Drainage District, and our town showed up, and we told them, matter-of-factly, we don't want this. Well, they did it anyway. It was one of those shovel-ready projects. And they drummed up some false data that showed that we had a real problem there with accidents at Dykes westbound with the merge, which was not true. I did the research. I actually looked through all the data. Yeah, there were a couple rear enders, but there was nothing really that stuck out as being a problem that would justify spending $3 million to totally alter our rural exit, which was adequate at the time and still is, but we're stuck with it. So I asked the council to do what you can, maybe have a consultant look at it and see what we can do with the lights there. But, we're having a major accident there about once a week. And this last one was pretty bad. Both cars were totaled. I don't know about injuries. I got there after that part had been cleaned up. Next item I'd like to talk about, my next door neighbor on the north side where the nursery used to be, recently had his water system stolen. They're not living in the house, but the house is looked after daily. They live in Weston, so that the grass is taken care of. It's kept up with. The Davie police came out, and they talked the homeowner into not writing a report because they said it would go on your property record that you had a theft. And for some reason, they either intimidated or convinced him that he didn't want that going on his property record. And the officer, I wish I knew who it was because it's out of character for Davie. We've had pretty good service from him, but I just wanted to pass that along, that if this is a trend, we had this with Tazi up there in Weston falsifying those reports a few years ago. It was a big scandal. And when we have a theft, even a minor one, I don't care if it's a bicycle pump, I want a report written because we need to know. If we've got an uptick on one of our streets, maybe we have somebody living there that's doing it. We need the police response. We're a low-crime area, but these petty property crimes lead to other things, and it's a good indicator. But this guy's out about $800 for his water system. So, thank you.
Let me hear you, John. Thank you very much.
Debbie Green.
Debbie Green, 5201 Southwest 199th Avenue. After hearing the coach speak, I decided I would just get up and also just impress upon you just how great West Broward High School is from all of its the fine arts, all the different academics, the sports, swimming, football, band, drama, all of that kind of stuff. And just remind you all that that is the high school that all of our kids go to, or at least probably 90-something% of all of the kids in Southwest Ranches attend. And just encourage all of you. I know a couple of you have attended some of the musicals and some of the events, but it just means so much to have some representatives of Southwest Ranches out there just supporting your kids at some of the, whether it's a sporting event, shows, whatever, local band competitions, whatever. It's an awesome high school. So that's that. And then the others, I just wanted to invite everyone out to the Country Estates Homeowner Association's party celebrating the grand opening of the horse trails out at the Country Estates Park. It's going to be December 5th from 11 to 3. We have one of our bands, some kids from West Broward High School. One of their bands is going to come out and play for the event. We're having a pig roast, and a volunteer fire department will be there as well, and lots of other some kind of little country fair kind of events, and just fun for the family. So, thank you.
Great, Debbie. Thank you.
Our final speaker is Astor Knight.
Yeah, Astor Knight, 5480 Southwest 178th Avenue. But when I heard the coach come up and said, look, he has to have a space to practice the lacrosse, and we're the only place that can give him freedom to do so. I think of all the years that I've tried to get the ball fields put out on the western part of our town. Believe me, the car show is coming up on Saturday, and most of that, the funds raised from that, will be going towards those ball fields. I want to see them. I'd like to see the council do something this year, the coming financial year, to get this thing started. That's number one. Number two, as Debbie says, we support West Broward. All our kids go there. They have some awesome programs. My granddaughter is there in a program that she couldn't find anywhere else. That is early childhood education. And she's now going back to her elementary school to do her internship there. And this is just great for us. Saturday is the big day for us, having our first classic car show. I expect everybody to be there. Mayor says he can't make it, but I understand. But anyway, it's going to be fun, it's going to be good, it's going to be great. So I expect to see everybody there. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you, Esther. I wish I was in town. I'd definitely be there. Sounds like a lot of fun. Okay, that concludes public comment. Item number 7, board reports. Any board members here like to give us any updates on what we know are wonderful, productive things you're doing within your committees? Okay, seeing none. Item number 8, council member comments. Steve?
Thank you, Mayor. I just have one item I wanted to mention, and frankly, Astor, this is kind of directed towards you. I have to make an apology. I was hoping that with the dunk tank that I would be there. I actually made a big deal about it because I was sincerely looking forward to it. I thought it would be a lot of fun. But I realized that some plans I had actually made back in February conflict with it. I'm going to be out of the state over the weekend. So I am expecting and fully hoping that at the next Astor Knight Parks Foundation or Southwest Ranches Parks Foundation event that there's a dunk tank there, because I owe you one, okay? And I want that on the record. So I apologize, but I'm looking forward to taking a rain check, no pun intended, on that.
Thank you, Steve. Doug?
Yeah, first and foremost, I'd like to say it's Veterans Month, to honor veterans for the month of November. So those of you that aren't aware or don't know, but you should put a green light out on your front porch, or out on your street light, or out your driveway, wherever you can do it. But I've got one up. I've already had a couple of my neighbors send me a text message, thank you for your appreciation of the vets or whatever. So I would like to try to make next year a little more advanced to try to get townwide to get everybody to get a green light out in front of their house for the vets for next year. But anybody that can do it now or the rest of this month, it would be greatly appreciated. So it is Veterans Month, and we don't do enough for them. And any little bit, they greatly appreciate. And just remembering them, doing that is letting them know that we don't forget about them and remember them. So anybody that would participate, it would be greatly appreciated. On to this Saturday, the park ride for the ranches. It's the car thing that Astronauts Foundation is doing. Is going to be lots of fun. I myself am going to be there participating to get dunked. So anybody who wants to dunk me, or I think Mr. Jablonski might be there, and I'm not sure about Freddie or not, but you'll have some of us out there to dunk. I'd like to see us to get a dunk tank out in the parking lot prior to one of the meetings to catch up to Steve and the mayor and the town attorney.
Which is why I said an Astronaut
Yeah,
Foundation
yeah, that's why I
event.
tried to do that.
Why I
but
said
I'd
that.
rather start it an hour early out in the parking lot at like 6 o'clock and have it out there. I think we'd have a great turnout and a lot of fun, but anyhow, we'll work on it. So anyhow, aside from that stuff, please make it out. Greatly appreciated, and all of you that come out to the meetings, we appreciate you coming out at your time for us to hear your voice. So thanks very much.
And Doug, just to follow up to that, a couple days ago, I ran into Keith Polikoff at J.C. Penney's. Very unusual. I said, "What are you doing here?" He says, "I'm getting my special Speedo for Saturday for the dunk tank." So just want to let you know that. So make
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
that he does what he's supposed to do. So I know he's preparing.
Listen, from your lips to you know where.
Thank you, Doug. Freddie?
Yeah. Today was my day at MPO, and a couple of things that came on there today. I've already talked to Andy a little bit, and I'll bring you all up on it. There's some Tiger grants out there that really we need to look at, and because a lot of this stuff it shows, and they seem to favor rural towns, which fits into us. So I know Andy's going to work with our people on getting something done there. Another thing is we need a letter, and I talked to Andy to this today. On the MPO, there's 32 cities and towns and cities or whatever in our town, but there's only 19 votes. They want to increase that. The MPO people want to increase that, and they need a letter from us showing support of that. So I talked to Andy, and I just want to make sure that all y'all agree that.
Does that mean we get a regular vote?
Not necessarily.
Okay. It was sounding really good there.
They go by population, and our 7,000 fit in that against some of those 50 and 60,000.
We'll get you a letter.
But but it's we'll get there. Let's see what I had on this. Yeah, I think that's all I got. Thank you.
What do you need that letter to say?
That you agree with increasing the amount of people that can vote.
Okay. All right, Andy, we're on board, I think. We're, okay.
Yeah.
And if we don't get a full voting membership, we're sending Newell to all the meetings. I promise you, we'll get one in a hurry.
It'll work.
And that's just out of respect and admiration for you, Newell.
Well, the way it works right now, we're about third in a row. Like Western and Pembroke Pines has a vote and both of the people are real good people on that. You know them both, Toby and the boy from Western. But anyway, they look after us when they do, even though we can't vote. They make sure that our thoughts are there, just like, Davey really backed us on that park and ride.
Amen.
And there, so
Brian, right?
Yeah.
they hear that. So, and that's it. Thank you.
Great, Freddie. Thank you very much. Gary?
Thank you, Mayor. Thanks, everybody, for coming, and I especially want to thank the mayor for putting that image in my head that he just did, the town attorney, and a Speedo and a dunk tank.
That's a true story.
It made my day.
I remember, too, they were orange.
Not.
Thank you.
But any rate, most of the things I wanted to mention have been already said about the fundraisers coming up. They're going to be a lot of fun, and we hope everybody will attend and participate in that, and looking forward to all the events for each weekend that we have going on. Just one other item I have that hasn't been mentioned, and that deals with the Tiger Grant for the working through the MPO for the bike path for Griffin Road was rejected for this year, and I've asked Andy to elaborate on that, and we're going to give it another shot next year through that, and I'd like Andy to bring everybody up to date on it. And that's basically all I have right now. And happy holidays to everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, Gary. And just real quickly, again, the 15th birthday celebration this past Saturday. What a lot of fun. Great job. Again, to Sandy and December and to Sue and all the other town staff that did such a wonderful, remarkable job putting it together. It really was a lot of fun. We had a great time, and want to thank you very much. Happy birthday, Town of Southwest Ranches. 15 years and going strong, baby, going strong. Okay, that concludes my
Mayor.
Oh, go ahead, Doug.
One thing, if I may. I want to thank the fill-in, Richard DeWitt, assistant to Keith Polikoff, town attorney or whatever. He not only is filling in tonight, but he filled in earlier this month at the code enforcement hearing. So Keith is learning how to disappear at convenient times these days. So Richard does a great job. I just want to welcome him and thank him for all he does.
Thank you, Doug. Hey, yeah, you're not interested in a dunk tank, are you?
I'm good.
No? Okay.
I don't know any Speedos.
Okay, item number 9, legal comments.
No legal comments other than great to be here and see everybody. I really appreciate it.
Great, and feelings mutual. Always a pleasure. We appreciate all your support. Item number 10, administration comments.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. I do have a few things this evening, and let me start by saying there were a couple of comments made from the floor tonight about Davie Police. Just want to assure the residents and the council that I will be following up with Davie Police Administration, and we'll work on those issues and try to get those things resolved properly. Councilmember Jablonski had just brought up the Tiger Grant. We were participating, I'll say, with Broward MPO, had an application in for a Tiger Grant, which included various projects throughout Broward County. One of the things that was included in that was the bike path that we're looking for out along the western end of Griffin Road. Unfortunately, the MPO was turned down on that. To my knowledge, about 10% or so of the applications that were in this year were approved. I know that the MPO will be going ahead with that, but Vice Mayor Fisickelli and I chatted before about looking not only to participate with the MPO and what they're doing, but looking if we have some other opportunities for our community to apply individually and do something on our own. So staff is going to be exploring all those options. There, as you saw from the process this year, it's complicated. It's not an easy thing to get that funding, but we'll certainly do everything we can to pursue it to bring some money home and further some of those causes. As far as the town birthday party, that was absolutely a team effort. And, I don't want to leave anybody out, but I certainly want to thank Lee Bennett and the volunteers. Davie Police did an outstanding job at that event. Our HOAs and Astor Knights Foundation were there and participated. Special thanks to Bob Hartman, the town's unofficial photographer, and George Morris, our unofficial videographer. George has a great video that he shot that day that we wanted to share with you tonight, and we're just not quite there yet, not through anything George did, but maybe our own shortcomings on the technical side. So we'll look forward to sharing that with you at the very next meeting. And also, while the town staff was involved and was very supportive, what you saw really happened under the leadership of Sandy, Susan, and December, and I'm certainly grateful to them. They did an outstanding job. I think 2 or 3 days after the party, I was finally able to relax and enjoy the party. Because as the administrator, you're just worried about anything that could possibly go wrong. It's very hard during the event, but they assured me they had it under control, and they did. They did an outstanding job, so I thank them for that. Just a couple other things. We got word from the county this week. The guardrails, which will be going along Griffin Road out west, Bonaventure Boulevard, are scheduled to start in March 2016. We expect them to take about 45 days, plus or minus, depending on weather. The guardrails on Sterling Road are scheduled to start next week, so we're in good shape there. And last but not least, I did want to touch on the horse show. I think Newell did a good job on that. It is a free event for riders of all levels, 18 and under. We look forward to having them come out. And I do want to acknowledge and thank Joanne Hollingsworth for her leadership and her vision on keeping this event alive and providing the direction. She's so good as a leader. She's got Newell to hang banners all over town. So you'll see the banners out for the event, including one in front of Town Hall. So thank you for that. And that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. Okay, item number 11. Russell?
A resolution of the Town Council of the Town of Southwest Ranches, Florida, appointing council member as the new vice mayor of the Town of Southwest Ranches and providing an effective date.
All right. Before, what do we have? Listen, this is a special night, obviously, but even before then, Freddie, I can't thank you for enough. You have filled in admirably on several different occasions, and it's just been a pleasure and an honor, and as we call you, Mr. Reliable. Never had anything to worry about. You always had things covered, and I think in the history of the town, you might have the 3 quickest meetings at the times that you were running the meeting in my absence. So that's quite an accomplishment, that's for sure. Maybe confirmation of my shortcomings, but certainly confirmation of how efficient and what a great job that you did when I wasn't here. But express my sincere gratitude for a job well done for this past year, and from the bottom of my heart, Freddie, thank you very, very much. Thank you. I don't know if we have this planned for night. We'll probably have it set up for next meeting, and I look forward to working with the next vice mayor, that's for sure, in my last year as mayor here in the town of Southwest Ranches. And let's have a big round of applause to somebody also very deserving. I know do an outstanding, a great job on behalf of the town, and if for some reason I'm not here, I know he'll do an outstanding job as well. Council member and vice mayor to be Mr. Doug McKay. No speech?
No speech.
No speech.
Do we need a motion?
Yeah, I've got there, yeah.
Oh,
We definitely
okay.
need a motion. Okay, I will take a motion after those introductions.
Mayor, well, you know, I was going to make a little bit of a comment, and you kind of took the wind out of my sails, but I'll say it anyway. You know, we do have kind of a tradition here to flip a coin to see, but this is the best choice, and I'd like to make the motion for Doug McKay to be the vice mayor for the coming year.
Motion and a second to approve Doug McKay as the next vice mayor. Any members of the public wish to comment on this item, other than the support I am sure that exists out there? Seeing none, again, we have a motion and a second to approve, and I'm sure there isn't any other additional deliberations. With that being said, call a question, please, Russell.
Councilmember Brighters?
Yes.
Councilmember McKay?
Am I allowed to vote?
Yes.
Yes.
Councilmember Jablonski?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fisickelli?
Yes.
Mayor Nelson?
Absolutely.
Mayor, I just want to say one thing. Mr. Brightcrus kind of got the coin flipping by doing the musical chairs.
Again, Freddie, thank you so very, very much. And Doug, congratulations. Look
Thank
forward
you.
to the next
Thank you.
next year. Okay, item number 12.
A resolution of the Town Council of the Town of Southwest Ranches, Florida, approving a year-end budget adjustment for the fiscal year 2014-2015 budget and approving for an effect and providing for an effective date.
And before you jump in there, Marty, this is really exciting, wonderful, fantastic news. Anytime, without going into it, because I'm not going to steal your thunder, I know that you're excited about being here and letting everybody know, but this is just a wonderful announcement that I know we're all very, very proud to be a part of, because you as the stewards of this ship, anytime you have this type of announcement, without going into it, Marty, again, I don't want to steal your thunder, it is really, really a wonderful thing. So with that being said, I'll turn it over to you, Marty.
You want a motion first?
Give give us the wonderful news. Let's find out what it is first. You know, he
Okay.
might have changed things on me, I'm
All
not
right.
sure. Let's just get confirmation that it is what I think it is.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, council members. My name is Martin Sherwood, the Town Financial Administrator. Item number 12 on tonight's agenda is our annual year-end budget cleanup. It's required per state statutes to occur within 60 days of year-end. This is purely budgetary in nature. In the council communication, it gives you a description, a detailed description on a line-by-line item basis. But for the general public, I'm pleased to report tonight that all 5 funds of the towns have a budget surplus for the year. That's for fiscal year 2015, which runs from October 1st, 2004 to September 30th, 2015. So for the year that ended, we have surpluses that will be available for future use in all 5 funds. That's the general fund, the capital projects fund, the debt service fund, the solid waste fund, and our TISDOR project transportation fund. So on what's required tonight is a basic cleanup on a line-by-line basis, because our charter requires that none of our departments that's within our general fund exceed budgetary appropriations. We had 3 departments that had a small increase. However, those increase in expenditures were far more offset by unexpected revenues throughout the entire general fund. I could discuss any of the individual line items if you'd wish to ask me. I have provided an explanation within the exhibit for the justification for the increases and decreases. So I just want to relate that normally when you have a budget surplus, it translates into a fiscal surplus. The ultimate amount is unknown until we have the CAFR and the audit is completed. But at this time, I could comfortably say that the general fund has in excess of a $500,000 surplus for the year. Thank you.
500,000 surplus for the year. Vice Mayor, Council, Andy, staff, Marty, everybody, congratulations. It's a confirmation you do a damn good job of watching this town's expenses. And to have a surplus in all the funds is remarkable, and you should be commended on a job well done, everybody. One more time, a round of $500,000. That's very significant. That's great news, Marty. And again, wonderful job that you do.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve. Any members of the public wish to comment on this item? Yeah. I'll tell you about that after the meeting. Vince, come up here and I'll give you that information, of course. Again, we have a motion and second to approve. I think I opened it up to public. Seeing no public comment. Public comment is now closed. Again, a motion and second to approve. Any additional questions, comments, or concerns? With the exception of an outstanding job. Congratulations, Town of Southwest Ranches, Vice Mayor and Council. Call the roll, please, Russell.
Councilmember Brighters?
Yes.
Councilmember McKay?
Yes.
Councilmember Jablonski?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fisickelli?
Yes.
Mayor Nelson?
Yahoo, yes. Item number 13, the approval of the minutes for the October 8, 2015 regular Town Council meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion in a second, and turn it over to the public, because I know you read these minutes and you have corrected us in the past. Any members of the public have any corrections on the minutes? Seeing none, public comment is now closed. Again, we got a motion and a second to approve. No additional questions, comments, concerns about the minutes. Russell, call the question, please.
Councilmember Brighters?
Yes.
Councilmember McKay?
Yes.
Councilmember Jablonski?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fisickelli?
Yes.
Mayor Nelson?
Yes. With that being said, the items on the agenda are concluded. This meeting, I am sure unanimously, has been adjourned. Thank you all very much.